Hi, I'm Black Dragon, and thanks for tuning in to another edition of Black Dragon Biker TV. I was going to say biker news that you can trust, but this is actually Black Dragon Biker TV, 5 things you should know. I got this interesting email right there on my computer. Black Dragon, it's kind of funny. I'll paraphrase it because it has too much club information in it. But basically, a guy is asking me, he's leaving his club and it looks like he's already told him goodbye and everything. And then the new club that he was going to go to announces to him a little bit after he's after he's told him he was leaving and everything, and it's too late to go back or whatever the case may be. They told him he's going to have to prospect again, and that was a whammy to him. And so he is upset and he's saying to me, Black Dragon, I thought that once you prospected, you prospect forever. Is it possible that I could be asked to prospect again for this new club? And so he's kind of upset about it. And he's saying, do I really have to prospect again? Once you've prospected, haven't you prospected forever? So I think this video will be called Will I have to prospect again when going to another motorcycle club? 5 things you should know, something like that. And so it's kind of funny. And first of all, there's so much that goes on with this. First of all, when you go from one motorcycle club to another, there should be, by MC protocol, a 6-month wait anyway. There's supposed to be a 6-month waiting period anyway. But if both presidents agree, then the waiting period doesn't have to be 6 months or whatever the case may be. But, there should be so much that goes into, that's a whole nother video. There should be so much that goes into moving from one club to another. But let's just talk about this. Thing number one, the entry into any traditional motorcycle club, and almost every traditional motorcycle club, the entry, the gateway is through prospecting. So so the answer to your question is, heck yes, you may be asked to prospect again, and most likely yes, you'll be asked to prospect again and again and again. Every time you change clubs, you should be expecting the prospect. But here are 5 things you should know. One, the entryway into most traditional motorcycle clubs is prospecting. So it doesn't matter who you are. In a lot of clubs, you're going to prospect to get there. It doesn't matter what you're coming from, whether other organization, whatever the case may be, you're going to prospect to get into this new club. And that's the bottom line for a lot of clubs. If you don't prospect, if they say that you don't have to prospect, that would be a great honor. But for most of them, you're going to have to. Now, if you were a national president or something, they might not make you. But, or if you were president or you had some sort of office. But for most people, I've even seen presidents, especially if the number two case is, especially if you're stepping up in club hierarchy. For instance, if you were the president of this big bad RC that operated like an MC but was an RC, and now you're coming into an MC, you might be expected to prospect. Or if you're going from co-ed MC to a traditional MC, you could expect to prospect. If you're going from a traditional MC to an outlaw MC, you may be expected to prospect. If you're going from an outlaw MC to a 1%er MC, you may be expected to prospect, especially if you're changing from anything to a 1%er MC. Then you definitely can probably expect that you're going to prospect. So brings up number 3. So if you are expected to prospect, don't make a big deal out of it. That's the entryway. And you should be good at it because at this point you have trained so many prospects and you've taught so many prospects and you've prospected once before. So you should be able to prospect easily. It shouldn't hurt you at all to prospect. And you should do so proudly. You should show people that you are the best prospect that there ever was. Because you understand it and you should understand it. You shouldn't be so great that you shouldn't prospect. You should want to contribute and show the club that you're worthy of their time. That is the entryway. That's the gateway. That's how you prove yourself. So, which brings up number 4. If for some reason they don't ask you to prospect, so number 4 is sometimes they might not ask you to prospect. Like, for instance, if you were a president or a sergeant at arms, or if the club is short of people or needs to fill a role or whatever the case may be, that might be a time you might not be asked to prospect for a traditional motorcycle club, and you should be so honored and so proud. But I've known a lot of guys that have turned that down. No, I will prospect to come in here. So even though you're honored and you're proud, you may be the one that says, no, I'm still going to prospect. But if you don't prospect, we bring up number 5. The 5th thing you should do if you don't prospect is put yourself through an intense training period. It'd be interesting. You go into a 40-year-old club and they just give you colors, and I don't mean that disrespectfully, but they say, okay, you don't have to prospect. Well, then you should put yourself through the most intense training so that you can know the style, the culture, the makeup, the get down of that motorcycle club. You still have to earn your way through knowledge. You still have to earn your way through giving. You still have to earn your way through helping, through being a part, through learning what it is that is the club's mental and spiritual get down. You still have to know what it is to be the backbone of that MC. So, yeah, you may have to prospect again. Most likely you will have to prospect again. That's the gateway, the entry into the club. So do so with style and honor and grace. If you're leaving your old club behind, and I have 5 reasons that you can leave a club, in my opinion, motorcycle clubs are forever. But there are 5 reasons that I say get the hell out of there, and I'll do that video. So if for one of those 5 reasons you leave your club and you come to a new club, then get your butt in there and get in there the right way. Prospect. You're never so great, like, I used to be a national sergeant at arms. And pull up your sleeves and do what you got to do. But if they say, no, we respect your years on the set, that's a great honor. And so if they are willing to afford you that honor, then still you got to come in like a prospect with the right energy and motivation and the right spirit to learn everything you can learn, to know everything you can know, to know the history of the founders and the original 7 founding brothers and the tenets of the club and the club culture and the club speak. You got to become a student of it. You got to be able to regurgitate it. This is your new home forever, or until you club hop to another club. But we don't do that. There are a few reasons that you might have to leave a club, and when you get to the new club, it is now your home. You leave everything else behind you, and even if they don't make you prospect anyway in your get down towards getting in with their get down. And you show them why they afforded you that opportunity. Because as an experienced biker on the set, as an experienced MC person, you know how it's done. And you come in kicking butt and taking names and quickly rise to the top as one of the most dependable brothers in your new home that they have ever seen, ever. So you're still a prospect. And it's okay to be a prospect forever. Always learning, always growing, always getting better. Well, listen here. That's my 2 cents. Let me hear what yours is in the comments. Tell me what you have to say about it. Maybe you've been through this. Maybe you've had this prospect more than one time. Maybe you have some tips on how to do it easier or better, or how to be successful at it. I'm sure the guys and gals would love to hear from you and know how it's done. So please leave that down in the comments below. And thanks for tuning in to another one of my top 5 things. Get skinny.